And we are live. Hello, everyone. I am Thomas, the creator of Independent Academy. You might know me as Art of Thomas in social media. Today, I bring you something super interesting, new, and different. This is a new series. You probably noticed that lately I've been experimenting a lot with my content creation, and I'm trying to find the best way to communicate what I want and what I want to build. And I am a big believer of building in public, and that's why I want to create these new sessions called literally building in public. And today is the first episode, and I'm titling it The Blueprint of a Dream. And I want to have a series of live sessions in which I build my idea out in the world, and everybody can be able to see it. And my goal is that by the end of this entire series, we are going to create together, first of all, something that has never existed before, something that is grabbing from all the different technologies that we have available. I am experimenting and I am learning a lot with all the new emerging technologies, so I want to combine them all together to build something unique. And by doing this in this video format, live, openly, transparently, and in public, my goal is by the end of it, we're going to have almost like our very own docu-series, like a series documentary about this whole thing that I'm trying to create, which is the Independent Academy. And today is going to be the first episode, so it's going to be just basically laying out how I'm thinking about things and what I want to build and in what order. And and that this is going to be like the first episode. We're going to set up the foundations, and then in each subsequent episode, we're going to go specifically into each one of the topics that we will mention today and build this thing out in the public, openly. And I wanna use all this technology from Web3, crypto, blockchain, call it what you will. To me, these are all just tools, right? And one of the things that these tools allows us to do is to have a very different dynamic between me, the person hosting the show, and the person doing the building, and you, the viewer, the audience, the community, whatever name you want to call yourself. But my goal is to, at the end of each episode, we're going to issue an NFT, a token, a digital artifact. And anybody is going to be able to claim it, and then they will get to own a little bit of the history of the project. And part of the project itself is going to be to create our own social token, and the idea is that we're going to give it away to all the people that go along the journey with us and collect these NFTs or digital artifacts, or are interacting with the academy and want to become part of the community. So my goal is to build something that is useful for people, and then create use these tools to create an incentive for people to interact, to use it, to help it grow, and then allow them to benefit from that growth. Like, so you can feel like you own a part of it. That's the goal. Again, this is something that hasn't existed before. It's something new. It's very experimental. So we're going to try. I'm going to try in public. That's the whole thing of this series, is building in public. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you a little bit of what I've been working on, and lay down the foundation for the next series of live streams. So let me share my screen, and the first thing that I'm going to show you is the website that I've been building. I've been using a platform called Beacons AI. I'm going to do an entire video on how Beacons works, because I really, really love it. And I think a lot of you, especially people that are trying to get some project out there, I think it's a very good tool for you. But So for now, the website is beacon.ai/independent academy. It's a little bit long. If you want an easy way to find it, you can just go to my Twitter account or my LinkedIn. You go to my profile, and there you will see the thing is right here. So you can just click there, and it will take you to it. Super easy. Anyway, in this website, you're gonna find, if you go all the way to the top, first of all, like to the bottom, you're gonna find everything that I am working on. So my videos, the interviews that I'm doing every week, interviewing someone from the emerging technology space, a lot of conversations around Bitcoin, crypto, AI. You're gonna be able to see all the ecosystem that I'm actively exploring, and I'm adding more as I go. Publish a weekly magazine. We have 4 issues already, news articles, books. This is the Digital Voyager, which is another show that I do try to do it consistently. You're going to find out the NFTs that we have already created that you can go and claim. But if you go to this section, the building in public section, here is where I am putting the roadmap, right? Like what I'm trying to build and the step-by-step way in which I am currently building it. The roadmap changes over time. The more I explore, the more I learn. It keeps changing, and it's going to continue to change constantly. But anyway, we're going to go to roadmap, and this episode we're going to take a look at stage 1, which I just did a complete redesign, and I'm going to do a complete redesign of stage 2 and 3. But for now, we're going to focus on stage 1, and then this episode is going to be talking about this stage 1, or as I call it, the Genesis grid. And basically, what I want to focus on this first stage is to lay down the foundations so that we can build on top of them together. And goes to a little bit of an explanation, which is the Independent Academy. The plan for Independent Academy is constantly growing, expanding, and changing the more I learn and experiment with all this crazy technology. But I have already identified some really good applications that I want to attempt to combine. And my end goal is a place, a community, a platform, you can call it what you want, but a place where people can come and learn about new technologies, where we can discuss things openly. And the goal is so that we can all become more independent. Like, how can we use these technologies to empower ourselves and bring our ideas into the world, right? And I want to create a DAO-like structure, all right? So it's not technically going to be a DAO, but how can we use NFTs, tokens, and these DAO platforms that we will continue to explore in future episodes to create this structure that I was telling earlier? How can you, the viewer, own some of what we're building and benefit from it potentially in the future? That's the whole idea, and that's the whole concept, and that's what we're gonna try to build that. So the first stage is creating this structure and setting up all the different elements which will feed into each other. This will be done fully public and openly so that anybody can see how I do it and learn from it. If it all goes completely wrong, you will also learn not to do what I do. So no matter what happens, you will benefit, and I will learn as well. So I will benefit too. So my first task was to create the live show. We've done this today, so I'm actually going to open in the actual Notion app so I can edit. I'm going to take this one out. By doing this live, not only people will find out what we're building and join us in the adventure, they can see how everything gets built. Gets built in public and transparently, and also at the end of all, we will have this docu-series of the Academy itself, something very unique that hasn't existed before. I fully expect the plans and the ideas to change as we embark on this adventure, and all will be recorded in real time. All right, so let's take a look at the apps that we're going to use to build this stuff, right? So the first one that I want to talk about is called Bonfire. Bonfire is super interesting because at the moment we have a lot of different tools, a lot of different things that we can use. And Bonfire it basically acts as a thing that connects everything. So it's a place for anyone to build a community, and it uses Ethereum, and it connects to a bunch of the L2s in the Ethereum world. So a lot of the NFTs that we are going to be creating and a lot of the stuff that we're going to do with tokens, um, basically in Bonfire, we can set up, for example, if you have one of the tokens that we create for a newsletter, then you're going to have access to certain areas. And if you collect one of the other kinds of NFTs, that will give you access to a different area. So it's a way for us to start to have a place where the community can live, and also start giving utility to these NFTs that we're going to create, and we're going to allow people to collect throughout the journey of creating this thing. So Bonfire is one that we will look, and we will create the Bonfire account, and everything is going to be live on a future episode. Again, this episode is just to give an overview of all the tools that we will be using. So Bonfire is going to be a community hub. Then for NFTs, I've been looking into Paragraph. Paragraph basically allows you to create a newsletter and to turn that newsletter into an NFT. I've been exploring with this already. As you can see, I published quite a bit. And all these images and these newsletters, they can be minted into NFTs. And then these NFTs, through Bonfire, we can give them special access and cool things. So yeah, Paragraph is a good one that we will use to issue our newsletter. Then Sora. Sora is a layer 2 that is specifically designed to issue NFTs. And on Sora, in every episode, at the end of the episode, we're going to share a link so that you can mint the NFT that's specifically for that episode. In fact, we already created one for this episode, and the link can be found. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can find the link in the description below. If you're watching this on X or on Twitch, we just created our Twitch account, so we are live on Twitch as well. You are not going to be able to find it, but you can scan this QR code, and that will take you to the minting page. I will share this QR code at the end as well, but I just don't want to take too much time on this on the live. But yeah, the NFT for this episode is called The Dreamer. Again, we're trying to build something that never existed before, so it is a crazy idea and a crazy dream, but we're gonna try and see what happens. Okay, let's continue. So that's Sora. Sora is gonna be the NFTs for the end of each episode. Then we have pods. Okay, I do weekly interviews for people around the world of technology. Mostly speak with people about Bitcoin, crypto, and blockchain, but I also did a lot of conversations around AI, which is another technology that I'm very passionate about. So I'm going to convert all those interviews into NFTs using pods. And pods, again, connects really well with Bonfire. So not only using these technologies, but also combining them, that's something that we will see in this series. So yeah, this is one that we will be looking at in future. And then for music, I used to be an artist before I started doing all of this. That's why my social media name is Art of Thomas. And one of the things that I want to do with Independent Academy is to teach people how to use this technology to empower themselves. And I have a lot of artist friends. So I wanna experiment with using music NFTs, so that then I can show them how to do it, and I can teach them, and we can experiment with all this stuff. So I found sound.xyz that seems to be a very good one that also combines with Bonfire, so it's an added benefit there. So we're gonna explore it. We're gonna mint some NFTs and see how the whole process is done and record it all live. And then I found Audios, which is, you don't mint your music into NFTs, but it's basically like almost like a decentralized Spotify. and it uses the Solana blockchain. So we're gonna add our music there as well, and we're gonna see how the workflow is and how things go. And then I found one that is called Wavelake. And Wavelake is very much like Audios, except that instead of using the Solana blockchain, it uses Bitcoin's Lightning Network. So again, I'm going to explore all these different technologies, all the different networks, and whatever can help me and can help you as a viewer, and you can leverage this technology for whatever it is that you are trying to build. I am interested in exploring and experimenting with it. So that's going to be for music. And then to create our DAO, I've been looking into a bunch of different platforms, and there is one that is called Pool, but the O's are zeros. So it's P00L. And this is basically to create a community token. Now, unfortunately, it is not fully open yet. So when you click started, you have to fill up a form and you have to ask for access. So I already asked for access. We'll see if we get it. If we get it, we will use it. If not, that's okay. There are other alternatives. Now we're gonna use this one is called Aragon, which is very, very good. Aragon is one of my favorite tools. It allows you to create a DAO dashboard. So as we continue to explore this world of technologies and all this stuff, I'm gonna create like a community treasury, right? And every time if we are making some money with the NFT issuance, or if we participate with a community, if we get rewarded in any way, a percentage of that is going to go to the community treasury. And that's why the people that have the token are going to have like voting rights in this treasury. And we're going to manage all of that using Aragon. I've been looking around and I've been testing a few different ones. I found Aragon to be the best one. It combines a lot of different Ethereum L2 chains. At the moment, I am leaning towards creating this community treasury in Optimism, or maybe even another of the OP superchain, something that we're going to explore in future videos. And that could be something like Base, maybe. I don't know. I am kind of leaning in the OP chain at the moment, but we will explore that in the future. And then there is another one that is very similar to Aragon, which is called Realms. And Realms is pretty much the same, but instead of being in the Ethereum ecosystem, is in Solana. And I think it would be interesting for the community to have a treasury in the Ethereum ecosystem and another one in the Solana ecosystem. I think those are the two ecosystems that I think they're going to grow more in the coming years. So it'll be good. Like, I am very interested in technologies, as I am not very ideological into, like, I am not full Ethereum, full Solana, or full Bitcoin. I am more like, just give me the best tool for the job. And I don't care in which chain it's built, right? I am more utilitarian in that way. So I want to explore and interact with the different ecosystems. So having these different structures set up so that we can collaborate, explore, participate, and potentially earn from our participation in those ecosystems. I think that's a good idea, instead of just closing ourselves off. So those are the tools that I'm going to use to build the academy in the early stages, and then I'm going to take a look at distribution, and this is where will I share these live streams and this content that I'm creating, so that the community around the academy can also grow. And I've been looking at a bunch of different decentralized social medias. Like at the moment, I am streaming in X or Twitter, on YouTube and Twitch. Those are, of course, the biggest ones. Those are the ones that you should be going for. But I'm not a big fan of centralized social media. And I also want to build the presence in the decentralized social media space. I also want to experiment with that world, and I want to connect with the communities in that world, because I think there is where I'm going to find the most amount of people that are going to be interested in what I'm building here with the independent academy. So I've been looking a lot into Farcaster. Farcaster so far is one of my favorites. If you haven't tried it, it's really good. We will do an entire episode on Farcaster and why I think it's a very good one. But yes, we will use Farcaster in the beginning. I've been taking a look at Lens. Lens is very promising. Unfortunately, right now it's in closed beta. I just asked to be allowed in. I'm waiting for the answer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. As soon as it becomes fully open, or if I'm granted access, definitely look into that. I am also looking a lot into Nostr. I think Nostr, again, the Bitcoin ecosystem is very, very bullish on Nostr, and I really like it. But again, I don't want to go just on one. I want to have a more like an open mind and participate in all the different ones so that I can see where I find more community market fit, if you will. And the other one that I've been using that I really like is called Deso. It's decentralized social, and it's an interesting project. It's an entire blockchain created for decentralized social media. And I've been reading that there's going to be a new app launching very soon in the Deso ecosystem called Focus. And it's going to have a lot of incentives because basically they want to attract a bunch of creators into this new app. So I will test it. We will use it and we will see if it works for us. If it works, if we can use it to gain more community members, and the incentives allow us to start building this community treasury, then of course, why not? I already created an account on Deso. I've been using it. It's really interesting. You can issue NFTs for less than 1 cent per NFT, so that's another interesting use case. And yeah, it's a very ambitious project. It's been around for a while. It hasn't really taken off as I expected it would. But maybe this new Focus app, maybe this is the thing that's gonna make it attract more attention. So yeah, basically that would be stage one for the Independent Academy, to put all this stuff together in a cohesive way. And the idea is that we're gonna do these live streams. Ideally, I want to do it daily. We will see if this is possible. But yeah, we're going to create our community hub. We're going to start issuing the NFTs in all these platforms. We're going to build our DAO, and we're going to continue to have all this done. Then we're going to move into stage two, and stage two is going to be a bit different because this is just to set the structure, right? Once the structure is set, the next stage is I'm gonna use Independent Academy to share all my knowledge that I've been gathering, especially around like how I'm doing the academy, how I'm able to have a interview show every week. I use a lot of different tools that allow me to have this show, and then I use a lot of AI tools for the content creation, and I want to share my knowledge on all that, and again do it in public so you can see my workflow, you can see how I am building everything backstage. And that's going to be stage two. And then stage three is basically how can I, now that the academy is built and it has a lot of educational content, how can the academy help you build what you are trying to build, like going specifically to the Independent Academy community and help them develop their projects so that they potentially have a better life. And what I want to do is create almost like a hacker house, or a place where people can come together and build, and I can give them the tools and knowledge, and I can connect them with the people that I'm being connected to in the space of technology. and that's going to be part physical and part digital. It's going to have those two elements. But yeah, that's like the end game. The last stage is for the academy to be a hub where people can come, they can learn what they need. They, even if they need resources from the community treasury, that's what it's for. So that people can build their vision, their projects. I want entrepreneurs to be able to, get that lift, that initial impulse that they need to be able to bring what they want into the world. That's, again, the end goal. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing with the academy at the moment. And once again, this is the first episode, just for you to get an overview. And this is the NFT for the first episode. You are able to claim it. I think on Sora, like I set it up to be free. I think there is a network fee, so I think it's around like $1, maybe $2, something like that. But again, once you can access through this QR code, and yeah, after every episode, we're gonna issue a new NFT, and by the time that we release the community token, we're gonna pretty much airdrop that token to all the NFT holders. Anyway, so I hope you enjoy this. Let me know in the comments. Like I said, this is something that never existed before. This format of building it completely openly and in public is something that I haven't seen anybody else do. So just give me your feedback. Let me know if this is helpful, if this is not, if there's something I should be improving on. Let me know, and I will see you next time. I want to eventually set up like a time and a day, so you know when I'm going to go live, if you're interested in following this whole thing, this whole process. At the moment, we're very early stages, so it's going to be whenever I find the time. I want to do it daily. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, eventually we'll find a more structured approach to this whole thing. But yeah, this has been the first episode of Building in Public. We call this episode the Blueprint of a Dream. Thank you for joining me, and we will see how this goes. Take care, and again, all feedback is always welcome.